Thank you guys so much for your support on my last video concerning East German dress uniforms. You guys helped me hit the 4,000 subscriber mark after one video. Today's video is going to be about East German camouflage, Strichtarn. So, let's talk about it. Strichtarn was East Germany's standard camouflage pattern issued to the NVA first in 1965. If you don't know what the NVA is, or what it stands for, it is East Germany's armed forces. It stands for Nationale Volksarmee. Now, Strichtarn was used all the way from 1965 up until German reunification in 1990, a year after the fall of the Berlin Wall. Once the reunification came around, the Nationale Volksarmee handed over a lot of military assets to the Bundeswehr, which was West Germany's armed forces. So this included uniforms, so that's why they don't use Strichtarn anymore, unfortunately. They use Flaktarn now. Now, I believe that military shouldn't always rely on aesthetics. That goes without saying. I mean, we have had a couple of militaries in history that are infamously very fashionable, but that didn't work out very well for them in the end. So many people argue that Strichtarn's effectiveness was mediocre at best, especially compared to the other camouflage patterns at the time. But hey, it looks cool, so who cares really? The reason for Strichtarn being issued in the first place was because it was another part of the desovietization process of East Germany, similarly to these guys right here. Now, if you haven't checked out my prior video on East German dress uniforms and the desovietization process, do check it out. Obviously, the NVA combat attire was nothing like the Wehrmacht, or really anything else in German history. So, what exactly did they desovietize about it if it doesn't look German at all? Before Strichtarn, there was a little something called Blumentarn. Blumentarn was from obvious Soviet influence. I think that Strichtarn not only looks better, and represents East Germany better as a whole. It is also much more available to collectors and a lot more reasonably priced. Finally, let's talk about the design's origin, the rain falling pattern. So we're going to take a little bit of an up-close look at the pattern here. You can see that the camouflage pattern is like rain falling. Now this rain falling pattern was taken from the Wehrmacht Splittermuster. As you can see, Splittermuster had that sort of rain falling thing too, and a lot of other patterns had that thing going in the Wehrmacht in World War II. It is also pretty important to note that the East Germans weren't really the only ones using raindrop camouflage, especially in the Warsaw Pact. Now, the Polish actually issued the very first raindrop camo pattern on a plain background like Strichtarn in the early to mid 1960s, and the Czechs very quickly followed suit afterwards. Strichtarn was also used by communist movements in Africa because East Germany was quite heavily involved in these affairs. The proxy wars of Africa and the Cold War completely overlooked, and I think it's very interesting. It's very worth looking into. Please pardon that I am on my third hat change of the video. I need to show you guys my hat collection. Okay, now it's finally time to address the farb in my thumbnail. So this is actually not accurate, not only because the suspenders are hooked wrong, but because the Ushanka would be worn with a winter parka and not a summer jacket. But please just pretend that I have one because I really cannot find them anywhere. This right here is an East German side cap. It isn't for women. This uniform isn't for women either, but like the female berets are for one, like sizes 52 and 53, 54. I'm a size 58, everyone. It's not gonna fit me, and they also cost like 60, 50 bucks. Like, I'm not gonna spend that much money on something that doesn't even go over my head. So we're just gonna stick to male things for now, unfortunately. As much as I'd love to own some female stuff, this is where I have to stay. Now, anyways, that is all I have to tell you guys today. I hope you learned something, and please do consider supporting my channel. I have a link in the description below and in the comments. Your donations mean everything to me, and I am able to make a lot more videos and buy a lot more things for you guys. Maybe watch some of my other East German videos because I promise you they are very interesting and you'd love them. Now anyways, bye guys. Thank you so much for watching.